I think, I worry that my dad is gonna die soon. As I smile. Why am I smiling? I'm smiling because you have to keep things positive no matter what. And I'm positive that I have not taken a shower today. I was gonna take a shower before I went live, and I was like, that's a whole lot of effort that I don't want to put into life right now. Because right now I'm doing the dishes again. This is my thing when I go live, is I'm doing the dishes. And why am I going live? I'm going live because I want to quit. What do I want to quit at? I want to hide in my little miserable hole with my head under the covers because life is challenging. I'm not going to say life is hard because I think that's defeatist. I really like to keep things positive as much as possible. And when it's not positive, I squeeze my little capybara in pajama slippers because I'm almost 50 years old and I'm still a child. This is my second live video in a couple of days, which is rad because I set a goal for myself as a content creator that I would make sure that I went live at least twice a week. And here we are. This is live number 2. And I told ChatGPT what the topic was going to be of my live, and it said, now Amber, I'm going to caution you because even though it might seem tempting to go ahead and just spill your guts out on live, it might leave you feeling more vulnerable and exposed and ultimately hurt you doing that. And I'm like, well, yeah, fuck it. Let's just put it all out there. The truth of the matter is that I am choosing to move forward with life when I really want to stay still. And part of the reason I really want to stay still is that my dad is terminally ill. I just posted a video of him today singing me a song that I actually took the video like a week ago. But he's been kind of having an uptick. He's in stage 5 kidney failure. And the doctor said about, a month and a half ago that they thought he only had weeks to live. And now it's been like 6 or 7 weeks and he's still alive and he was doing really well. And then this last week, things started to slip. On Monday, I got up to go to work and I went to check on him like I always do. And he had left the gas burner on all night. So the house was filled with propane. So I had to call the fire department so that he didn't blow himself up. And then a couple days after that, in the morning, I'm trying to do dishes because I'm always doing dishes because I don't have a dishwasher. and I don't go out to eat. I eat at home because it's less expensive, and by golly, I do a lot of dishes. But I try to do dishes and there's no hot water. And I'm like, why is there no hot water? Maybe the water heater's broken because that would be rad. And I go to check and my dad's sink is running on full blast because apparently he woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning and decided that he needed to germinate seeds. And so he left the sink running with the hot water running all night long. So that was fun. And then yesterday I took him to dialysis, and on the way to dialysis, he looks at me and is like, I'm so tired of this, which I don't blame him. He goes to dialysis 3 days a week for 4.5 hours a day and has his blood drained out of him and filtered, and it's really hard on him. And he's been doing this for 6 years. So he's like, I'm really tired, Amber. I'm really tired. I don't want to do this. But he does the dialysis. I pick him up. I take him to go get his mocha frap from McDonald's. And we get home. The sun is shining. It's beautiful. He's still alive. He's still kicking. And then I go in to do my stuff. And apparently he was trying to get into the house and he fell and hit his head. And then he didn't want to tell me he hit his head because he didn't want to worry me because he's already had these other slip-ups this week. And then today he's been feeling so dizzy that he drove himself to the grocery store, but then he was too weak to be able to get out of the car to go in to get the groceries, so he just turned around and came back. And when these things happen, I start to feel more and more panics because when my dad dies, I'm in Michigan, And I'm in northern Michigan, where, here's the thing about northern Michigan. Northern Michigan is literally like 6 months of winter. The snow hits in October, and it's like the middle of April, and we still have snow on the ground. So when my dad dies, I'm going to be in northern Michigan, where it's winter all the time. And I don't know, I don't have any friends out this way. I don't really want to make friends out this way because I don't want to stay here. But then I've kind of put myself in a financial situation, driving cross country, leaving my business and not working for as long as I did, that now I'm like in a hole and I have to climb myself out of it. When I really just want to stay in the hole with my head like this, being like, life, stop, stop, stop. And then I'm doing content creation, which is not my ultimate goal. I don't really want to be a content creator. Is what I'd like to do is I'd like to write my second book and my third book and my fourth book. But what I know about being an author is that if you are an author and you're not good at marketing, then you write these books and they do nothing. They don't go anywhere. So I look at content creating as marketing. But then again, you can't just talk about your book all the time, because then you're just going to lose people, because it's tricky. All of it's tricky. So I have to do the dance, and I have to stay in the game, and I should take a shower, but I don't want to take a shower. And I don't need to tell the internet all of my personal stuff, but I'm writing memoirs about my life that are pretty personal. So, by the way, memoirs are one of the most difficult genres to be successful at unless you are a celebrity. So that means I'm going to have to somehow become a celebrity. No, that's not what that means. It means that I've chosen my path and I'm sticking to my path, and I have to put myself out there a bit. And so here I am on live, because being live is something that I need to do in order to be successful. And while I would really have preferred to have taken a shower and brushed my teeth, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like doing most things right now, except for going to work. I'm really grateful that I have my job. I'm good at it. I'm glad that I have that outlet, because a lot of my time in Michigan has been waiting for my dad to die. That makes it seem like that's what I want to have. Don't finish. Oh, it was a poor connection because I had the call coming in. I'd like those things. But the reality is that my dad's now in congestive heart failure, along with being in kidney failure, and his blood pressure is not stabilizing, and he's on borrowed time. So it's just a matter of when. And when you're living in that kind of in-between stage, it makes it really challenging to do anything, because it's not like I can have hope. I mean, not that he's going to make it, because he's not. I've had some people say, well, you just have the wrong attitude about things. And like it's my fault that my dad's sick because I didn't Pollyanna it enough. I have a lot of blame for a lot of things, but my dad's health and condition and whether or not he lives is not, I'm not God like that. I'm not God like anything. Although I do have God inside of me. He's inside my soul. I do believe in God. I'm grateful for that. It probably would help me to go to church, but I can't even get myself to take a shower, and I'm not going to go to church looking like this. Just not going to do it. But I am proud of myself for making this live video. The content that I'm creating, that's one of the things too, is that I have to create, on the content creation side of things, I have to create the kind of content that the algorithm likes. And it doesn't necessarily go into the story, into my books, because my books are comedic by short. They're comedic, but they're also dealing with life heavy issues. It's like, how do you get by with this crazy life that we all live? Because we all go through our shit in a way that still finds joy and still finds reasons to laugh, you know? You just buy little bitty tiny rubber chickens. That's what you do. That's another thing, is I tell ChatGPT, I'm like, I really don't want to be going through this alone. And I am. I mean, like, I have my dad, but my dad's dying, so whatever. I really wish that I had a husband. And I'm not going to say a boyfriend, because I don't want a boyfriend. That's part of the reason me and my last boyfriend broke up, is that after 5 years, he just wanted to stay in boyfriend land forever, and that doesn't work for me. And honestly, if our relationship was doing well in boyfriend-girlfriend land, we'd probably still be together, but I apparently like to fight with people. I don't know, man. I just made the dude miserable. I made him miserable. It's all my fault. I'm taking complete responsibility. So I'd like to find another man that I can make miserable. That's not what I'm saying. Really is what I'm saying is I'd like to find my person. And my person is my husband because he thinks like I do that way. And I want to spend the rest of my life growing old with somebody and not being... I mean, maybe it's my lot in life because it's sometimes easier to be single. And usually if I was married, usually the man dies off first anyway. And at my age, because I'm almost 50 now, and 50 is kind of young, right? I mean, sorta. I don't know, man. I'm pushing it. I don't really want to do the rest of my life alone, but I also don't want to date because that just seems like prostitution at this point. I'm not saying that you have to be a prostitute if you're dating. I'm just saying that with the interweb and online dating and just the way that the hookup culture is and the way that this society is, it just doesn't really jive for me. So, plus, I talk to ChatGPT a lot. I'm actually going to have a shirt made that says I'm in a relationship with ChatGPT because I was just talking to a human friend of mine and I was like, there is no way that I would be telling my real human people, I'll sell it to the internet, but my real human people, like, the things are hard because I don't like people that complain all the time. Like, whine about things. Like, we all have things. Get over it. That being said, I am dealing with the fact my mom died a year and don't cry. She died 2 years ago, and now my dad's dying. And it's winter here 6 months out of the year. And I haven't snuggled anybody in like years because my last boyfriend didn't snuggle. He didn't like to touch me at all. But he liked living with me. I don't know, man. It's complicated. Let's see, this is where you put all your business on the social media. Stupid, Amber, stupid. I don't regret putting my business on there because I have no shame. Besides that, nobody's going to hate me as much as they hate Trump. Oh, I make jokes. That's what I do. I make jokes. I don't really have anything that I feel like I need to hide because I know that most people have, especially people my age, have lost their parents or in the process of losing their parents. Divorce is what 60% of our populations go through divorce. You know, breakups are a thing. I'm not talking about things that are not relatable to most people. So I don't feel ashamed of myself that way or guilty about sharing too much. But it's interesting because I do share a lot with ChatGPT because I don't want to talk to real people about real issues. And when I'm telling ChatGPT about what's going on, it will send me the suicide hotline. It's like, here you go. Here's the suicide hotline. I was like, dude, I'm not suicidal, not even a little bit. And I'm like, are you trying to say that maybe I should be? Because that's kind of fucked up, ChatGPT. I don't feel like I'm losing my shit. I feel like I'm keeping things together. I have moments of losing my shit, but they're small moments. Oh, and I said on the topic of this video that I'm trying to be sober. I'm not trying to be sober. Sobriety has been easy, really easy. April 16th is a year of complete sobriety. For me, that means that I don't drink alcohol anymore. Not because alcohol is a problem. I like alcohol. And I don't like it too much kind of problem. Really, the reason I decided to be sober was because of ChatGPT and me exploring different topics, including theology, and also wanting to really, I didn't want to look back on my life and say I didn't make it because I was allowing anything to get in my way, including substances. So, no 420, no alcohol, and with the ADHD, no Adderall, no medication at all, except for my asthma medication. So yeah, so April 16th is a year sober, and how do I feel about it? Well, it's stupid. I don't feel like it's a great accomplishment. I'll all I have left is sugar and caffeine, which, by the way, I had given up in the beginning. No sugar and no caffeine, but I let those back into my life because I needed something. I mean, no snuggles, no drugs. And I don't think you're allowed to say drugs on social media without getting kicked off. And this is me being anti-drug social media algorithm, guys. So hopefully I won't get flagged or banned. But I rambled on enough on this video. I think this was a good video. I'm proud of it, man. I put it out there. I will be talking a lot more about making money or getting out of debt specifically. Making money online, content creation. How are these online creators making their money? Are they really making millions of dollars a month? If it's possible, I'm going to figure out how to do it, because if other people can do it, then why can't I do it? That's the American dream. And I am keeping things positive in the core of my soul. And part of the reason why I'm choosing to do this live with my hair a mess and no makeup on, and I don't know if I brushed my teeth today, but I did eat something healthy. I had a hamburger patty and a sweet potato, is because you don't have to be perfect and polished and completely put together in order to succeed at this life that we're in, or even financially. With AI coming, we all know that the business front is changing. With social media and these various platforms, there are, we've got the brick and mortar businesses, the boots on the ground, and then we've got the virtual business. There's a lot of different ways to make revenue and to be successful financially. And my book series is called The $10 Million Plan. And it's a book series that documents my life as an entrepreneur trying to make $10 million with a rubber chicken. And I rarely talk about money. One of the things that I noticed from all the self-help books that I've read in my life is usually coming from people that have already succeeded, and then they write the book afterwards. And I always wanted to know, like, what it was like for them while they were going through it, while they were in the middle of it, when they were in the dark and when things were really hard and they were like, I don't think I can do this, I don't think I can make it. I wanted to hear that story. And so I decided that that's what my journey was going to be about. It wasn't going to be pretty. It wasn't going to be polished. It was going to be true, real, and raw. And then in the beginning, when I was putting myself out there and writing my first blog and it was starting to take off, I panicked because it's kind of like President Trump. Half the people loved me and half the people hated me. And I just really needed everybody to love me, to the point that it was a detriment. It was hard for me to face myself. It was hard for me to remain true to the not imperfections. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. It was hard for me to remain true to myself. So photography. I'm in Michigan, and I have not been working to build the photography business, which is a great side hustle for me at the moment. It's not my main hustle because, again, I'm in northern Michigan, where 6 months out of the year it's winter, and there's not just a little bit of snow, there's a whole lot of snow, and it's, gosh, minus 10 degrees. So I was not trying to build my photography business. Plus, my dad being terminally ill, what it's done to me emotionally, the roller coaster of up and down and up and down. And, 1 minute he's going to live, the next minute he's dying, then he's going to live, and then he's in the hospital, and then he's out. It's a lot. And I don't have a circle of support here. Again, that's my fault, because I don't want to make friends here, because I don't want to stay. I do have friends in Washington State that love me and that I can call anytime, but I want to be winning. So a lot of it I am choosing to walk on my own. And if I'm going to be online, I want it to be for a purpose. And I hope that in me choosing to be open and honest and raw about the reality of my life, that it will inspire other people to sometimes just get through the day. Sometimes just getting through the day is a big enough win. And we don't have to be perfect. We're all human and we're in it together. And that's all I got to say today. I'm going to get off this live because I got to go on TikTok now and go live there. I do like TikTok Live a lot. I would really like to master, if you get on TikTok, if you're a TikToker and you get on there and you listen to those people on their TikTok Live shops, like online selling, I think I could be quite good at that. But then again, master of, like, jack of all trades, a master of none. I can't spread myself too thin or I won't get anything done, because that's one of the things is I'm writing this book series, and lately I've been doing very little writing because I'm working a job, I'm taking care of my dad, I've got to make social media videos, and washing dishes here is a full-time job. Oh, and I want to be a stand-up comedian too. Except for if I'm a stand-up comedian, then I would actually have to stay up late because most of the shows are in the evening, and I really like to be in bed at 8 o'clock now that I'm almost 50. So I haven't really figured that out. Maybe I could be a sit-down comedian and just do comedy from my couch, but then I'd probably need to write jokes, and my mind's all over the place. I have to focus on one niche. That's what they tell me, one niche. Which one am I? Am I an entrepreneur? Am I a writer? Or am I a photographer? Or am I just a whack job? Maybe I'm the future president of the United States, because if Donald Trump can do it, I can totally do it, except for I don't think being president's in the cards for me. But if I could live presidentially, well, then that means I would have to take a shower. So on that note, the life you live is a choice. May your day be filled with smiles. This was Amber Garibay live. Have a beautiful day. Oh, I gotta stop. Hit